Welcome back to part 2 of our coverage of round 3 of the ARB Winch Truck Challenge. It's a tough event with winch walls galore on a great property outside of Rockhampton.
Property name's New Chum, up at Mount Morgan. We've had one other event here, great property, about 11,000 acres here, plenty of room to do what we do in it.
It's good to come to these little towns. Mount Morgan seems to be a lovely place.
It is, very historical little town, old gold mining community, a lot of history and that sort of thing here, and the community supports it quite well.
Now this event obviously wouldn't happen without the help from a lot of people, and you do have a great number of sponsors for this event.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys that have come on for this event as well as our whole series. ARB, Rockhampton and Bundaberg are our naming rights sponsors for the year. We've also got Blackwoods in Rockhampton, Bridge Street Tyre and Mechanical in Rockhampton, Redback 4x4 exhaust systems, 10 Hegler Homes, Total Off-Road 4x4 and Motorsport Accessories, Brown and Hurley in Rockhampton, Tintercar, Lister Motors, Repco Rockhampton, and a new one, Peak Lighting.
So it really is well supported by local businesses too.
Absolutely. It's great to have the support of these guys. Without them, we just couldn't run these events. They do take a bit of money and time, obviously, to do. And yeah, the support from our sponsors is fantastic every year.
Now 3 rounds is an awful lot of effort to go to in a year, but it has been a great series over the 3 rounds, hasn't it? It's
been fantastic. The terrain differences between the different properties has just been immense. We went from round 1, where we just had bottomless soup due to the early rain they had in the year, down to low mead for round 2. Again, another really good property. Again, a bit of water in those creeks, and some of them turned to soup, I guess. But yeah, a lot different again to come out here to Mount Morgan. It's very dry, and yeah, it's very conducive to what we do here.
It's certainly more like the traditional winch stages that we see. Lots of dust, lots of dirt. The last 2 rounds, probably a little bit too much water.
Oh yeah, unfortunately we can't do a lot about the water. Mother Nature kind of does her own thing, so we just deal with what we've got. The last 2 rounds, yeah, we're pretty wet, and again, for what we get in this region, water's probably not something we anticipate all that often. But yeah, definitely this round's a lot drier, a lot dustier. Guys have had to change their game plan a little from the last 2 rounds. So it's very interesting to see the way guys set up trucks from round to round.
Vehicle setup can be the difference between finishing a stage and getting stuck halfway up a winch wall, or even worse, flipping the truck on its roof. Saturday had one stage that had a very tricky winch wall, which saw a number of trucks ending the wrong way up.
Yeah, it was an off-stepped hill, so you actually entered and sort of had to do a bit of a dog leg directly opposite. The bank was a bit off camber. We saw a couple of rollovers on that one, so everyone's okay. Yeah, it was a good stage, good tight stage.
One of the victims of this tricky winch wall was long-time series competitors, the Swamp Donkez. Driver Mark Thomas reflects on the weekend so far and putting the truck on its roof.
Yeah, have an interesting weekend. Done all right, sort of, but still getting used to the truck after the rebuild, and put some coilovers and that in it, and really getting used to them, haven't got a sway bar on it. So we did flip over on one stage, mainly because of that, but we're keeping in there. I think we done all right last night and the day before.
Has it made a big difference making those changes to the truck?
Yeah, it has. Speed stage is unbelievable difference. Just got to get used to it on the off-angle cambers without a sway bar, but we'll have a sway bar in for next year and things will change. Maybe a new motor.
Certainly had your navvy, Luke, working really hard this weekend.
Yeah, the poor fella, he's been working his butt off, yes. Yesterday we done a bit of a stage out the back and we boiled the motor and sort of didn't want to stay there and let it cook, so we decided to drive it and let it cook and see if it would cool anyway, and it cooled. But poor Luke, he was out the window all the way, with throwing up all the way. He was out of breath, chewing diesel smoke and dust. He didn't like it.
And he was pretty keen to, as you were when you were upside down yesterday, to self-recover.
Yeah, if you can sort of get yourself back going again and keep under that DNF time, well, you got to have a go, put it that way. But as you should probably see, we could not recover out of there by ourselves. We had to get 3 winches on it and get it back on its feet. So if you do roll, do recover yourself and keep going if you can, yes.
Hello. It's a long time to sit with your head upside down though, isn't it?
Yeah, we started to see different things upside down for a bit. Someone sort of went a bit purple, but I don't know how long you're supposed to have your head upside down for, but it was all right. I just wanted to get back on my feet, but as soon as someone said it wasn't happening, please get me out of the car, yes.
In part 3 of our coverage, we'll see plenty more action and reveal who wins the event and wraps up the series.